Hello, welcome to day 2 of 12.1. Define and use sequences in series. So we did sequences on the last lesson, so now we need to work on what a series is. A series is the result you get of adding all of the sequence terms together. The result of adding the terms of a sequence together. Now we have a finite sequence. I'm just going to give you an example. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a sequence. They have commas between all of the terms. And an infinite sequence would go 2, 3, 4, 5, ... I'm just giving you an example of one. We could have started with 1. We could have started with negative numbers. Now, what is a series? Well, a series, in using the same examples, finite means it ends. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. That's a finite series. An infinite series would be similar, except we've got the ... Goes on forever. That's what the infinite means, that it goes on forever. Now here's something new. It is going to be called summation notation, and summation notation and sigma notation are the same. So what we would be doing is, if we wanted to add these together, 2 plus, let's do 4, plus 6, plus 8. The notation that we would use to describe this would be using a sigma, which is a Greek capital letter, sigma. You would start with an index or a type of variable. They use I a lot, equals 1, and we are ending at the top. There are 4 terms, so this would be 4 at the top. And how do we generate this? Well, if this was the first term, second term, third term, and fourth term, this would be 2n. Sigma notation is the sigma, and this down here, I equals, x equals, j equals, whatever letter you want to use, that's the lower limit. Whatever you have up here is the upper limit. It's where you stop. Now sometimes we have the upper limit being, for example, this one would look like 2 summation. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to do the summation notation. Summation notation from I is equal to 1. This goes off to infinity. Now this is the one I'm doing it for right now, of 2n. Notice the difference between the two. These end. Oops, nope, doesn't go with that one. I'm sorry, it goes with this one. Does not go with that one. This indicates that this is going on forever, so we use the infinity symbol. And it's an interesting fact for you. You might never need to know this in your lifetime, but I always thought it was cool to know what the infinity symbol's name was. It's called a lemniscate. That's what that shape is called. Little piece of information extra for you. All right, now what we want to do is we want to write these in sigma notation. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here by making the sigma. Let's call this I is equal to 1. Now we have to figure out where it stops, and we have to figure out what is generating that. if I put a 1 up here and a 2 up here and a 3 up here, you can see that what I'm doing is I'm multiplying 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5. So this is going to be 5n. Oops, 5i, I'm sorry. If I'm using I here, I have to use I here. I don't know why I did that. 5i, whatever letter you use down here is what you use here. Apologize for that, guys. And where's it stopping? It's stopping at the 20th term. Because 5 goes into 120 times, that would be the 20th term. That's where it's stopping. Let's move on to number 2. Summation from I is equal to 1. And let's see, where are we stopping? Oh, those 3 dots tell us that we're going to infinity. I'm going to put my 1, 2, 3, 4 here so we can figure out what is generating this. 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see n's are across the top. What did we do to the bottom? We took n and we added 1. Does that give us a 2 when we put a 1 in? Yes. 3, 4, 5. So that does work. That's the tricky part, is trying to figure that out. Okay, this one, n's. We're going to start. I did the n's again on that, guys. I apologize. I don't know why I'm doing that. We don't use n's here, we use i's. So just I is equal to 1 to infinity of I over I plus 1. Now I could have changed that and made that n, and I could have kept it. I'm not going to do it again, though, I promise. I is equal to 1, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms, or this is the 5th term, we're going up to 5. Now, what are we doing to these values? This is the first term, second, third, and fourth. We're multiplying them by 4. So this would be 4i. Didn't do it that time, did I? This one goes off to infinity, so when you do the symbol, you know that it's going to go to infinity. Let's start it off at 1, and we have to figure out what we're doing to generate this. What is a generator? It looks like it's n, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I in this case. It looks like it's just I. But we have to alternate the negative sign. So that means we're going to introduce a -1 and we're going to raise it up to something. If I raise it up to the I, then when it's 1, it's negative. It starts out at negative. I don't want it to start out negative. I want it to start out positive. So if I add 1 to this, that will make that first term positive. Check it out and look. If I have -1 squared, that's positive times 1. So if we wanted it to start off with negative, we would just put I. But because we didn't, we wanted to add 1 to it so that it would make it start positive. You can see if we add 1 to the I, it makes it a positive value. Right now, I'd ask you if you had any questions. I wish I could have you guys in front of me so that we could do that. All right. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually find out what the sum of these series are. Now I'm going to show you the long way for a few of these, and then I'm going to show you a calculator way in a minute. So this one is starting at 1, and it goes up till it has 6 terms. So if I plug 2 times 1, 2 times 2, all the way up to 6. And if I were to add those all together, I would have, I have not done this. So that's going to be 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12. So that's going to be 20, 30, 42. This one is telling us to go from 3. So this one, you'll notice we're starting at 3. It's telling us a different lower level, to lower value to start with. So we have 2 plus 3 squared plus 2 plus 4 squared plus 2 plus 5 squared. I'm going to come down here, plus 2 plus 6 squared. And that's going to be 11 plus 18 plus 27 plus 38, which is, I think, 94. This one, we're starting at 1. 4 times 1 cubed plus 4 times 2 cubed plus 4 times 3 cubed. That's not 94. I'm doing a lot of fun things today. Yes, it is 94. Yeah, I apologize. This one's 144. I'm looking at my notes on the side and I'm just, it's Monday. Right, now if we look at this one is going to be 2 over 2, starting at 2, plus 2 over 3, all the way up to 10. Now here's where I want to show you how to do this on the calculator, because it will make our lives a little bit easier if we do that. All right, I'm going to put the calculator down in front here, and I'm going to try and get it so that it's not in that glare. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to go to math. Go to math on your calculator. So I'm going to hit math. And I want summation. Now it's way down at the bottom, so if I go up, you'll see it's 0. Now if you don't have a calculator, that's okay, don't worry about it. Maybe you can go and look it up and Google a site that might be able to get that for you. Now I hit enter. On this calculator, it has everything set up for me to fill in where I need to put things. And it's starting at the bottom, and using I would be a little bit trickier. Just use X. So we're just going to use X equals, and if you look, our lower level was 2. That's one that's flashing, so I'm going to put a 2 there. And now I'm going to go up and put in the 10. And then I'm going to scroll to the right and fill that in with 2 divided by X as a variable that I used. If I hit enter, it gives me 3.858 approximately. Now I could see if I could get that. If I go back to math, I can see if I can get it in a fraction form. Ooh, yeah. So it gives me a fraction of 4,861 over 1260. This is actually the value that I would use. It would be really hard if you did this all out and tried to find an LCD, and then the LCD would have been 1,260. Quite complicated. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do number 6. I'm going to do this one on the calculator. So I'm going to go back to math and I'm going to scroll up till I get to summation, and I'm going to hit enter. My lower level for this one, I'm going to name it X, and my lower, 3. I'm going to go up to 6. I'm going to come over here, and I want 2, and remember I'm using X. 2 plus X squared. And it will generate the answer for me without me having to go through all of that. I hope it's 94. Yay, it's 94. So if you need to see how to do that again, you can rewind, but you use the math function on your calculator, go to 0, which is a summation, and then you just enter the values in that you're using. All of these values use X, and hit enter, and you should get it. Hope everybody's doing well. This is a little bit harder of an assignment, so maybe you'll need to watch it twice. But miss you guys. Take care.